You've probably held a padlock hundreds of times. You put it on a shed, a bike, or a locker, then walk away feeling everything is secure. But you've probably never turned it over. Do it just once, and you'll notice something you've ignored your whole life. Right at the bottom, near the keyhole, there's a tiny round hole. It looks like a mistake, maybe a small factory defect, or perhaps a secret reset button. Almost everyone guesses wrong, because it's none of those things. That tiny hole is one of the main reasons your padlock actually works. And if you don't know what it's for, you might already be damaging your own lock without even realizing it. Here's the strange part. A padlock looks incredibly strong. It's made of solid metal, feels heavy in your hand, and is designed to survive outdoors for years. But that's exactly where its biggest problem begins, because the lock's real enemy isn't a thief with bolt cutters. It's something much smaller, much more patient, and it might even be falling from the sky right now: water. Now think about where padlocks usually live: on garden gates, fences, sheds, and bikes. Now imagine a heavy autumn storm in London or Berlin. Rain doesn't just fall straight down. Strong wind blows it sideways too. Tiny drops of water find their way into the small gaps around the metal shackle at the top. Once that water gets inside the solid metal body, it has nowhere to go. Without that little hole underneath, the inside of your lock becomes a tiny swimming pool. And trapped water causes two serious problems. First, it creates rust. Rust slowly eats away at the tiny springs and pins inside the lock, turning smooth, shiny metal into rough orange flakes. In just a few weeks, the entire mechanism can seize up. One morning you insert your key, and it simply won't turn. But rust is actually the smaller problem. The real danger arrives a few months later, when winter comes. Imagine the middle of January in Stockholm or Warsaw. Snow is falling, the wind is freezing, and all you want is to open your gate. If water is trapped inside a lock with no drain hole, it freezes. And when water freezes, it expands. The ice pushes outward with enough force to crack solid metal and bend the tiny pins and springs inside. Now you're standing outside in freezing weather with the correct key, but it won't turn. The lock is dead, forever. So how do engineers solve this problem? Well, they simply give the water a way out. That tiny hole at the bottom is a drain. It's placed at the very lowest point so gravity does all the work. Water enters from the top, then flows straight out through the bottom. Nothing stays trapped. Nothing rusts, nothing freezes. That tiny hole quietly keeps the entire lock dry every single day, and most people never even notice it. And if that were its only job, it would already be clever engineering. But that's only half the story, because that same little hole has another purpose, and almost nobody uses it. Here's a clue. If draining water were its only job, engineers could have drilled the hole anywhere on the bottom, but they didn't. Look, they placed it in one very specific location, directly beneath the heart of the locking mechanism. That wasn't an accident, because this hole isn't only an exit for water, it's also an entrance for something else: oil. See, even if rain never gets inside, padlocks still wear out over time. Dust and dirt from the road slowly build up around the pins. The key starts sticking. Most people think the lock is broken and throw it into a drawer, but it isn't broken. That tiny hole is actually a built-in oiling port. Place just one drop of lock oil into the hole, and the oil flows directly into the mechanism. It coats the springs, loosens old dirt, flushes debris out from the bottom, and can make a stuck, forgotten lock work like new again. Think about what this tiny hole really is. At the same time, it's both an exit and an entrance. Water flows out, oil flows in. One tiny opening performs two completely opposite jobs, while quietly keeping the lock alive from the inside. And that's far more important than it sounds. A padlock has only one job: to open for you and stay locked for everyone else. But a lock that's rusted or frozen breaks that promise in the worst possible way. Either it won't open, leaving you locked out of your own belongings, or it's so badly damaged that it won't lock properly anymore, meaning it protects nothing. That tiny hole quietly prevents both problems. That's why a good outdoor padlock can hang outside for 10, 15, even 20 years and still open smoothly the moment you turn the key. Which brings us to the strangest part. The most common way people destroy their own padlock is completely accidental. They paint a gate and let the paint dry over that tiny hole, sealing it shut. They cover it with tape, or they buy a cheap indoor padlock with no drain hole and leave it outside in the rain. Then, months later, They wonder why it has rusted, jammed, and stopped working. They blame the weather. They blame bad luck. But the truth is, the lock already contained a tiny piece of engineering designed to save itself, and that tiny feature was quietly blocked. This is one of those secrets hiding in plain sight. The part everyone ignores is actually doing the most important job. Not the shackle, not the heavy metal body, not even the key. It's that tiny hole you've probably never thought about, the one that decides whether the entire lock survives outdoors or not. Because engineers didn't just build a lock, they built a self-draining, self-cleaning survival system, hidden inside a solid block of metal that fits in the palm of your hand. So the next time you use a padlock outside, turn it over and look underneath. That tiny hole isn't a defect. It isn't left over from manufacturing. It isn't a mistake. It's a drain that lets water escape, and a doorway that lets oil enter. It's proof that the smartest engineering is often the part you never even notice. And now you'll never be able to unsee it. Thanks for watching. I will see you in next video.